Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz has reaffirmed that the Israel Defense Forces will maintain an indefinite military presence in southern Syria. Speaking from the strategic Mount Hermon on March 12th, Katz underscored Israel's commitment to holding territory beyond its northern borders.
The IDF is preparing to stay in Syria for an unlimited time. We will hold the security zone and Mount Hermon and ensure that the entire security area in southern Syria is demilitarized and free of weapons and threats. We will also protect the safety of the Druze in the area. Last night, we operated powerfully against military targets and attacked more than 40 targets in southern Syria to implement the policy we announced and warned about and to thwart threats to the State of Israel. We will strengthen the connection with the residents of the area, and soon, on the 16th of the month, Druze workers will begin working in the Golan Heights settlements.
Katz justified the Israeli deployment, arguing that it is crucial for the protection of Israeli communities near the contested border.
Every morning when Julani opens his eyes in the presidential palace in Damascus, he will see the IDF watching him from the heights of Mount Hermon, and remember that we are here and throughout the security zones in southern Syria to protect the residents of Golan and Galilee from any threat from him and his jihadist friends.
Despite Syria's new president Ahmed al-Sharaa pledging a representative government and religious tolerance while distancing himself from extremist factions, Israeli officials remain skeptical, viewing both his administration and the armed groups still active in Syria as security threats. Israel has reportedly divided southern Syria into 3 separate zones to maintain control over the region from the Syrian border to Damascus. According to Israel's Channel 12, Tel Aviv is operating numerous cells throughout the country, with weapons present in nearly every home as part of this strategy. The report, published on March 12th, claimed that around 40,000 Syrian civilians are currently in areas where Israel is trying to enforce its control. Following the collapse of Bashar al-Assad's regime on December 2024, Israeli forces swiftly moved to establish control over a 400 square kilometer buffer zone inside Syrian territory. This demilitarized area, created by the UN after the 1973 Yom Kippur War, has been patrolled by a UN force of roughly 100 troops for decades. The seized areas include key strategic locations such as Mount Hermon, which sits roughly 20 kilometers from Damascus. The region is now a focal point of Israel's security strategy, with military positions reinforcing Tel Aviv's hold over the contested Golan Heights. The Channel 12 report suggested that Israel's latest actions aim to keep southern Syria demilitarized and free from what it calls threats to its security. Defense Minister Israel Katz recently reiterated that Israeli troops would remain in Syria indefinitely, citing the need to protect Israeli communities and prevent alleged arms transfers to Hezbollah in Lebanon. The Channel 12 report further suggested that Israel sees its presence in Syria as a preventive measure, drawing strategic lessons from the October 7th Hamas-led attack on southern Israel in 2023, during which Palestinian fighters infiltrated Israeli territory and captured 240 people. Sources said the United States played a key role in encouraging its Syrian Kurdish allies to finalize a landmark agreement with the Islamist-led government in Damascus. The deal, signed on March 10th, is seen as a critical step in preventing further conflict in northern Syria amid growing uncertainty over the future of U.S. forces in the region. Sources said SDF Commander General Mazloum Abdi was reportedly flown to Damascus aboard a U.S. military aircraft for the signing with interim President Ahmed al-Sharaa. Meanwhile, 3 U.S. officials said Washington had encouraged the SDF to negotiate its role in the new Syria as part of broader multi-track talks initiated after the fall of Bashar al-Assad in December. The U.S. played a very crucial role, a senior regional intelligence source told Reuters. Meanwhile, a Turkish Defense Ministry official confirmed on March 12th that Turkey's military operations against Kurdish militants in northern Syria are ongoing. While the official did not specify where the latest operations were taking place, Ankara has long viewed the SDF as an extension of the outlawed Kurdistan Workers' Party, which Turkey considers a terrorist organization. Turkey has launched multiple cross-border offensives against Kurdish forces in Syria, citing security threats along its southern border. Kurds in Syria's northeastern Hasaka province have expressed strong support for the recent agreement integrating the Syrian Democratic Forces into the country's interim government, calling it a crucial step towards stability and reconciliation. Gandhi Sato, an Assyrian civil activist, described the deal as widely welcomed.
The majority of the Syrian people look at this deal with extensive comfort and positivity. We hope that the following steps would be in the interest of all Syrians, and to expel the ghost of war and inner conflicts between different Syria's regions.
For those displaced by the conflict, the agreement offers hope of returning home. Sharon Bilal, a woman displaced from Afrin, said, "We are very happy with this deal, and I hope, as a displaced woman, that all residents of Afrin and Sarakani return home." Hani Salame, a civil activist from Kamishli, echoed the optimism but urged caution.
It is a positive step, and we are thrilled. Hopefully, the deal would last and has a positive impact on Syria's people and society. We also hope that the future does not see any breaches or rifts, and in case it happens, to be peacefully tackled by dialogue.
The deal, which brings the U.S.-backed Kurdish forces into the fold of Syria's new leadership, has been seen as a move towards ending years of division. However, its long-term success will depend on how effectively it is implemented and whether all parties remain committed to peaceful cooperation.